all that kind of stuff because, again, at 5 o'clock, the big time, at 5 o'clock, they don't want to have to be encumbered by doing relationship stuff. They want to do that on company time. You understand that? At 4:50, they're going to the restroom. Of course. You want to be sure to pee on company time. Of course. So they're over there at the restaurant. They're just, okay, now they got that. At 4:55, they're back at their desk and they're changing shoes. They're changing their shoes. They're getting on track shoes. They're getting on, they got to get something because at 4:57, they are in a starting position. They are counting down. At 5 o'clock. Everybody's gone. I mean, you say, what do you mean everybody's gone? Everybody's gone. At 5 o'clock, they're all gone. I mean, you look around the office and they're gone. In fact, they're gone so fast it startles you. And you run over to the window to look out in the parking lot, and you're totally shocked. All the cars are gone. And you ask yourself, how could people leave a building so fast without a fire? Let me explain. In positional companies, when people come and park in the morning, they're very careful how they park. They back their car. They back their car in because they know at quitting time they want to be able to get a fast escape because now they're on their time. And I can promise you, you show me a positional company, a positional culture, you show me leaders that are positional in their thinking, and I will promise you every time, not all the time, every time, those people will constantly wonder, why am I not getting the best out of my people? Well, you're not getting the best out of your people because the only reason that people are following you is because you got a title. And they're going to give you very little energy. Now, the good news is you don't have to stay at level number 1. You can go to level number 2. So let's go to level number 2 as quickly as we can. The first level is the positional level. The key word there is rights. I get certain rights, so you've got to follow me. Level number 2 is the permission level.
Permission level.
Permission level, the key word is relationships. And at this level, people now begin to follow you because they want to. Now, there's a world of difference between following somebody because you have to and following somebody because you want to. Now, what happened between levels 1 and 2? Well, what's happened is you have connected. You've connected with your people. You've not only connected with them, but relationally, they like you and you like them, and you've got to know each other. And so now in this work environment, they're not following you just because you are a supervisor. They're following you because you do have a position. You are a supervisor, but you are a supervisor that people like. And I'm always amazed. Aren't you amazed? I'm always amazed at people that have leadership positions or responsibilities, and they're not likable. Do you know what I mean? They're just not likable. People don't care for them. It's tough being in the people business and not having people like you. It's tough. In fact, sometimes I see them and I just want to sit down with them and say, my name is John and I'm your friend. And I just want you to know, people don't like you. How many, oh, come on, let's just have some fun. How many of you have ever had somebody how many of you ever had somebody you worked for that you just didn't like? No, wait, that was close. Let me qualify this for you. Not in your present job situation. You understand? No. I know that is not happening where you are now. You are happy. But how many of you in another job at another time on another planet? Come on. All right, come on. How many of you ever had somebody you had to follow and they just weren't like, let's see the hands. Come on, let's get those hands. Absolutely. All right, there you are. All right, let me ask the real question. How many of you are seated beside that person right now? Relationships with people are the foundation of leadership. You build your leadership off of relationships. Why? Because leadership is influence. And you cannot influence somebody that you antagonize. And every one of us know what it's like to have somebody, every one of us know what it's like to have somebody that we, that's hard to like. Well, let me ask it this way. How many of you have ever been in a grocery store and you looked over about 3 aisles and you saw somebody you didn't want to see? How many of you ever done? And the good news is, the bad news is you saw somebody you didn't want to see. The good news is they didn't see you. How many of you ever done this number? hit from somebody. Now in this, on level number 2, what happens is you begin to develop relationship skills. And let me describe the leader on level 2. The leader on level 2, they have 3 things that they do extremely well to be a relational leader. One is they listen well. In fact, they take all of their leadership cues from walking slowly through the crowd and listening. They listen well. Secondly, they observe. They're conscious about where their people are and what their people are doing, and they're constantly observing them. And thirdly, they're learning. They're learning. And then in the process of listening, observing, and learning, they have an attitude of servanthood. They know how to serve. And they not only know how to serve, but they do serve. And they not only do serve, but they love to serve. One of the things that I love about Chick-fil-A, I live in Florida now, and so when I went down there, I began to talk to Chick-fil-A. People said, come on, you got to get a whole bunch of Chick-fil-A's down in my area because I lived in Atlanta and I need my Chick-fil-A fix, and they're starting to come down, and it's wonderful. But can I tell you what I love about Chick-fil-A? They have a servant culture. Level number 2, they got that wired. They've got this relationship stuff wired. It's my pleasure. How can I serve you? It's a mindset. It's a culture. And if you're going to grow as a leader, you have to grow beyond your position, beyond your title. Yes, you have a position. That's level 1. But the second level is relationships and the ability to get along with people. That's level 2. Let's go to level number 3. There's another level higher. The third level is the production level. Production level. There is results. And at this level, you're starting to help the bottom line of the company. You're starting to, quote, bring home the bacon. You're at this level, you become effective as a leader. And you become effective as a leader on level number 3 because you produce. And the characteristics of leaders at level number 3 are very common. One is that they produce by example. In other words, they are the example for the other people that follow them how to be effective and how to be productive. You see, the greatest motivational principle in the world, is that people do what people see. And too many travel agents, they're like, or too many leaders are like travel agents. They're sending people where they've never been themselves. And you want to be a tour guide. You want to take people with you. You want to say, this is the area where I've been, this is where I live, this is the area where I lead, come along and follow me. And at level number 3, your leadership begins to gain credibility because now you are fleshing out for the people around you and you are modeling for them things that they want to see. And you are starting to produce. Which something else happens because you're becoming productive in your own life. You begin to attract people that begin to be productive also. In the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership that I wrote, one of the laws is the Law of Magnetism, and the Law of Magnetism just says we attract who we are, not who we want. Wow. We attract who we are. Often when we talk about recruiting, then I'll say, well, what kind of people do you want in your company? What kind of people do you want in your department as a supervisor? And they'll give me a list. They'll write things. You know, I want somebody that's self-disciplined. I want somebody that is service-oriented, and they'll give me a list of 4 or 5 qualities. And as soon as they give me the list, I look at those qualities, and then I ask them a very simple question. I say, okay, do you possess those qualities? Because, see, on level number 3, basically, who you are as a leader is who you attract on your team. And at level number 2, or level number 3, what is wonderful is that at level number 3, when you start to produce, when you start to really develop, when you really start to grow things, You begin to get momentum, and momentum is a leader's best friend because momentum is the great exaggerator. And once you have momentum, all of a sudden things begin to look in such a better way, and it becomes easier to grow, and it becomes easier to lead. It's a wonderful thing. In fact, level number 3 is where a lot of the problem solving is taken care of. You see, managers, they try to solve problems where leaders try to create momentum, because leaders know that if they create momentum, they'll solve 80% of their problems with momentum. You see, momentum is a problem solver. Lack of momentum is a problem stopper over time. A train going 55 miles an hour on a track, if you had a 5-foot thick concrete steel reinforced wall on the track in front of that train, because that train is going and has momentum going 55 miles an hour, that train would smash through that wall and would just keep on going. Why? Because it has momentum. Momentum allowed it to get through a 5-foot thick concrete steel reinforced problem. That's what momentum does. That same train, not moving at all, stopped dead on the track. No momentum. If you put a 1-inch block in front of the driving wheels of that train, just a 1-inch block, that train can't even get started. Now, isn't it interesting? Same train that smashed through a 5-foot thick concrete steel reinforced wall because it had momentum. That same train without momentum can't even get going with a 1-inch block, can't even get going. It has no momentum. In fact, that's why I tell people many times that when they look at the problems they have in their organization, your problem is not your problem. The problem is they think the problem is the problem, and so therefore they concentrate on a problem that's not a problem, and now that the problem it isn't a problem has become a problem, not because it was a problem, but the problem was they didn't know it wasn't a problem, and so now they're concentrating on a problem that wasn't a problem, and now they've got a problem, not because they had a problem, but the problem has become a problem because they didn't know that it wasn't a problem, and so they got a problem. And momentum and level 3 leadership will take care of 80% of all the problems in an organization. It happens for sports, it happens for business, it happens in government. Momentum is a leader's best friend. It happens at level number 3. You got to get to level number 3 to get that mo going. Okay, let's go to level number 4. Let me ask you a question before we go to level number 4. Are you learning something? Are you learning something?
Of course.
Okay. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm learning something. Go ahead and tell them that. Go ahead and tell them that.
I'm learning something. Send me a message on the chat saying I'm learning something.
Look back at your neighbor and say, not enough yet. You've still got 2 levels to go. You're not there yet. You're not there. Level number 4 is the people development level. This is what I live for. This is what I strive for. This is what excites me. Something magical happens when you begin to understand the most appreciable asset you have in any organization is the people of that organization.
That's level 4, people development. People development.
Develop the people within that organization, because how do you grow a company? You grow a company by growing people. And when you grow them, they increase their capacity. When they increase their capacity, they begin to increase the capacity of what you can do and what you can accomplish. Let me just share with you quickly 3 thoughts on developing people, just very quickly.
Thoughts on developing people.
Number 1 is the key to developing leaders. The key to developing good people is in recruitment. The better person you bring in the door, the higher odds you can do well with them. I remember having lunch one time with Lou Holtz, and Lou Holtz said, John, I've had bad players on my football team, and I've had good players on my football team. And he said, just to be honest with you, I'm a better coach with good players. Of course he is. Of course he is. Let me say something. 80% of your success of equipping people to be successful is in the front door on who you bring in. I wish I had time to develop that for you, because what happens is, unless you and I have a clear picture of what we're looking for, we don't know when we see it. Exactly. Happens all the time. People come to me and say, John, I'm looking for some leaders for my company. What do you suggest? The first question I ask is, what does a leader look like? Give me the characteristics, give me the qualities. Please paint a picture for me. What does that leader look like? Because you've got to have that clear picture so that when you see that person, you know that they're one that you want. Recruitment is key. Number 2 is positioning. The ability not only to bring the right person in the front door, but also put him in the right places. Collins would say, get him on the bus, get him on the right seat.
He's giving us the secrets to developing people. The first one is recruitment, knowing the right person. The second one is positioning, putting them in the right place, okay?
And position is huge. And what I've discovered is that successful people have always positioned themselves well. When you see a successful person, they're successful because what they have done is they've found their strength zone and they found their niche, and they stay right in that sweet spot, and they just work that sweet spot. You've never heard anybody be in an interview that was successful that you came up and you interviewed and they said, well, the secret of my success is that I've never discovered what I was good at. Or the secret of my success is I've always worked on, I've just worked in my weakness. No, they're always in their strength. They've already discovered what they're good at. Now, successful people have discovered what they're good at. Successful leaders discover what other people are good at. Successful people position themselves well. Successful leader position other people well.
Well, exactly.
And at level number 4, that's exactly what happened. The leader is always looking at the people, observing, watching. Just like last week, I went back to my first school. I graduated from Ohio Christian University in a little town in Circleville, Ohio. And it's a little school, and I go back every year, and I give them a day to speak, and they get all the proceeds and keep the money. And so because I grew up in that town, I told one of my friends that played ball with me, Tim, I said, Tim, let the ball players, let the team know, let some of my high school kids know that I'm going to be in town, and let's have a dinner afterwards. And we had over 50 people came together. I hadn't seen many of my high school mates since I graduated from high school, clear back in 1965. And we had a wonderful time. We laughed and talked and told stories for 2 hours. And Coach Neff, our basketball coach, he came back. I hadn't seen him for years. And when I saw him, I thought of myself, and I thought of back in those scrimmages in basketball, because the first scrimmage every year, Coach Neff would take the first team, and he'd say, now I'm going to let you play the second team, but there's one condition. The first team is not going to play their position. And he'd take Doug Roth, who was 6'8", and put him out at point guard. I remember he stuck me one year under center, and he put all the first team players out of position on offense, but he let the second team play in their position. And the second team always beat us in the scrimmage. Why they always beat us? Because, and then he would stop and he'd say, let me just explain something to you. No matter how talented you are, if you're out of position, you'll never reach your potential.
Exactly.
What was Coach Neff teaching us? He was coaching us, and he was teaching us that it's key to get positionally correct. And it's also, as a leader, key to get your people in the right position. And at level number 4, that's what happens. At level number 4, you recruit well, you position well, and then you equip well.
You equip well.
Now you take them and say, okay, I understand what their strength zone is. I understand what their giftedness is. Now I'm going to equip them. I'm going to come alongside of them, and I'm going to develop them, and I'm going to train them. And I use a very simple, for many, many years, a simple 5-step equipping process. It really works. Step 1, I do it. It's that simple.
What's he giving you right now? He just gave you the first 3 pages, the first 3 steps to people development, which is recruitment, which is what? Positioning. And the third one is what? Equipment. Now he's giving you the 5 different techniques or stages he uses to equip people. All right? The 5 different equipment level. When you want to equip somebody, he's talking about those 5 different stages of equipment. The first one he just talked about is what? You do it, I do it. All right, so let's listen. I know why I'm stopping to buttress on this.
Step equipping process. It really works. Step 1, I do it.
Exactly.
It's that simple. You can't teach somebody what you can't do yourself.
Exactly.
You know, we may teach what we know, but we reproduce what we are. So if you're going to reproduce yourself, you got to be it yourself. So the first step is I do it.
I do it.
Step 2 is I do it, and you're with me. I take you with me. Now we're going to spend time together. I'm going to be your mentor. I'm going to be your coach. You're going to watch me. You're going to observe me. You're going to see me in different situations. We're going to make sure that it works. We're going to you're going to be able to ask me questions. Step 3 is now we turn it, and I hand the ball off to you. Now on step 3, you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You do it, and I'm with you. Now I'm watching you, and I'm tweaking you, and I'm helping you to get better, and I'm just really fine tuning you. Step 4 is you do it. You just do it. You don't need me anymore. You know how to do it. You do it, and you do it well. And many times people think that equipping stops at step 4, but it doesn't. There's one more step that's absolutely essential. Step 5 is you do it and somebody's with you. You've never really trained and equipped somebody until they can multiply themselves. That's where all compounding is. That's where all compounding, the time, money, influence, the whole process. Compounding begins when you can train somebody who has trained somebody. I know that well because 14 years ago, I started a nonprofit organization called Equip that is now the largest leadership organization in the world. And we trained and equipped over 3 million people in 154 countries. And the key to that is we don't train anybody unless they make a commitment to train somebody else. It has to continue to go on. That's level number 4. It's a beautiful level to be on. It's the level where you develop people. Now there's one more level. That's level number 5.
That's the leadership level now we're talking about. The pinnacle.
The pinnacle level, the key word there is respect.
Respect.
You've done it so well with so many for so long that people just absolutely follow you. They follow you because of who you are, the qualities you have in your life. They follow you because of what you have done. And there's a great amount of respect. And it takes a long time to get to level number 5. Most of us aren't there. All of us would probably like to be there, but it's a lifelong journey. And what I want you to understand about the 5 levels is that's exactly what leadership is. Leadership is an always ongoing, always learning, growing process. Okay. Let me ask you a question. You've got the 5 levels there, and you can see them, and you can see how each one kind of leads into the next one. And probably the question you've asked yourself now by this time, because you're a sharp crowd, you've asked yourself, wonder what level I'm on. Am I on level 1, or am I on level 3? Am I on level 4? You've already done that. I know you have. That's what I would be doing if I'd be sitting there. I'd be saying, okay, where are you, Maxwell? And if you ask that question and you kind of go deep in that question, you're going to get a little frustrated because you know what you're going to discover? You're going to discover that you're not on the same level with everybody.
Exactly.
There was somebody, you're maybe on level 2. With somebody else, you may be on level 4. Isn't that true? If somebody new came in the company, you're on level 1 with them. And what you're going to discover is that you're on different levels with different people. Now, I wish I had an hour to teach this whole process, but here's what I want you to understand. Here's your assignment, very simple. Take the people that you meet, put their names down, and ask yourself a simple question. What level am I on with that person? Do your best to kind of put a number there, and I know it can kind of bleed together, so it's not quite an exact science, but do your best shot, because after you know what level you're on with each one of your people, then you're going to know specifically how to lead them. Now, here's the key. Whenever you try to cast vision with people in your organization, in your department, they don't see you based upon who you are as a person or as a leader. They see you through the 5 levels grid. And a person on level 1, when you talk about a vision, a person on level 1 sees you entirely different than a person on level number 4. The commitment level is much higher the higher you go with your people. So therefore, when you cast a vision or when you lay it out for your people and say, this is where we want to go, just understand it may be the same company, it may be in the same building, it may be the same time, it may be the same speech, but the reactions are going to be different. And the reactions are going to be different because they're on different levels with you. So take the notes, study them, apply them to your life, begin to be a student of the 5 levels of leadership. And I wish you well, because leadership is influence. Always has been, always will be. And within you, you have the power to increase that influence. God bless. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Wow, 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 wow. Such an awesome training. Such an awesome training. Just as he said in the video, okay, there are more extensive trainings he has done. Okay, so what I was able to do is that I've been able to watch all the extensive trainings he has done, and then I was able to have a comprehensive write-up. And there is a book on that. Let me see if it is handy. Maybe, I don't know whether it's in JOS or something. The 21 Laws of Leadership. Okay, it's a book you have to go and get. 21 laws of influence and 21 laws of, I think it should be in JOS. I don't know. It should be in JOS. Go get that book. In fact, it's a book for us. I planned that we're going to be reading. That's a book for the Rising Star Mentors. Every Rising Star Mentor, please, you are to get that book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. All right? And there is a more updated version. I think it's green in color. Something, yeah. I don't know whether it's here, really. Let me see if it's here so I can give you the exact 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I don't know whether it's here. So I can show you how it looks like. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Let me check here. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. My library, I need to really put it in order. I think it should be. I will check it out very well later. I think it has a green back. How many of you have seen the book before? 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. It's light green. Light green. Okay, so we are to go get the book. I will try and get the soft copy of the book. Very, very important. That's our book. That's the book we're going to be studying with. Okay, I'm going to get the book and know the exact number of chapters so that will get us on the right path on it. So I've been able to go through the materials, and then this is actually what I came up with. I think this will really help us because I want us to apply it in our business. I had to think deeply on how this can apply to our business, and that's exactly what I became very successful with it. I had to study it for myself, you know, and then I've had a couple of leaders here ask me questions, you know, questions pertaining leadership as regards to their business. Why is there, you know, why are they not getting this right? Why is this one going this way? And it's my understanding about the 5 different levels of leadership development that helped me in solving their problem. So just kind of like as a review, I'm going to be sending this material to Ross, what I'm displaying right now, so that we can study it. It's my personal slide I use. So look at the 5 different levels that he itemized. He talked about the position level, which is the basic. Okay, talk about the permission level. You talk about the production level. Then you talk about the people development level. That's what you talk about reproduction. All right. You talk about the pinnacle level. That is the respect. Okay. And then this is actually the characteristics of people that follow you. People that follow you. If you're on level 1, people follow you because they just have to, because you are the orga. Now director, they follow you. Permission, they follow you because they want to. Now here is where you build the relationship with them. They want to follow you because they have a good relationship with you. They like you. Production level. This is where people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. Okay? Doing something for people that benefits them. You must do something for people that benefits them and the organization as a whole. People development is reproduction because of what you have done for them. They follow you because you've touched their life. They've seen you produce results. Now they are willing to allow you to mentor them. The pinnacle level is respect. This is because of who you are and what you represent. When they mention your name, this is where all of us should be aiming towards achieving with each individual. So these are the different points that I picked up in the different trainings and videos that I've listened from him. Leadership is influence. You increase your influence, you increase your leadership. So talking about level 1, which is rights, people follow you because it's your title. This is where you have subordinates, just like in this business. You come into this business, let me tell you, when you sponsor people into the business, you are just an upline. That doesn't make you a leader. That you were able to sponsor someone, Mr. Churchy, you were able to sponsor someone into the business, Mr. Anthony and the rest of them. It doesn't make you a leader. You are just an upline. You are a positional leader to them. They are just your downlines. They are not team members yet. They will rely on rules and regulations and policies and organizational charts to control the people. So what is organizational charts and rules? The Millionaire School. You sponsor them, but they are responding to the business because of what? The Millionaire School structure. If you don't attend the Millionaire School, you will not succeed. So they are attending Millionaire School because in their mind, that is what it is. All of us starts from there. Your people will follow them within the stated boundaries of the authority. So they will do nothing beyond just the millionaire school. And every leader must aspire to grow beyond level 1. All of us must aspire to grow beyond title. You must aspire. That's why you are here in the Rising Star Mentors meeting training. We are here because I want to mentor you now on how to become a proper leader to those people that you brought into the business. Because as at now, you are just an upline to them. That is position level. Now, the level 2 where I'm bringing you, I want us to step up to is the permission level. And the key word there is relationship. This is where your success lines will follow you because they want to follow you. How many of you here, did I force you to come here? How many of you here, did I force you to come here? No, seriously, did I force you to come here? I didn't force you to come here. I want you to check each and every aspect of these levels and use I, myself, as your leader to judge. You follow me because you want to follow me. When people feel liked, cared for, when they feel included, when they are valued, when they are trusted, they begin to work together with their leader and with each other. You see that? When people feel you don't like them, I've seen leaders that antagonize their success lines. When you are antagonizing your success lines, you are fighting with them, you are quarreling with them. The truth is this, they will never follow you. When people feel you like them. So how many of you will notice it? Let me show us practically what I do. How many of you have noticed it? When people come into the business newly in our millionaire school, how many of you noticed that I call people by their names and I try to inquire about everybody, especially the new persons? How many of you have noticed it? How many of you? Do you know what I'm doing is very intentional? You must become intentional with caring, genuinely caring about people. You don't lead people by just starting giving them instructions. No, you must genuinely care about people. When people feel you value them, that's how I got to know some of them. When they fall sick, they let me know. And I pray for them and I care about them. I chat them up. How are you doing? How are you faring now? That is what it takes to be a leader. You must learn to genuinely care for people. Let them feel included. You cannot do without them. Let them feel value. All of us are beings of emotions and relationship. When people don't feel value, they become disconnected. And all of us feel the same way. It happens in family, both husband and wife. It happens. Are you getting me? So please, let's start paying attention. It's very important. And when somebody is telling you something that is touchy and the person is not feeling right, don't argue. Allow the person. Yes. Are you getting me? It may hurt you, but that's the truth about it. Those of us that are married, you know exactly what I'm saying. Your spouse will come up with one thing like that. My dear, it ain't going to pain you. But the point is this. When the person is talking, if you don't pay attention and listen and then genuinely find ways to make amendments, genuinely, let it not be, okay, but you two know they hear. No. Genuinely find ways to make amendments. Genuinely find ways to make amendments. Your ability to connect with people will increase your success. So connecting people to this business and you are leaving them to engineer also, and you are not attending millionaire school, you are not being a leader. Why are you not in the millionaire school? Do you need to see what we learned today? And you are connecting with, you are finding out things about them. Your ability to connect with people will increase your success. There is an old saying that is really true. People go along with leaders they get along with. So look at it here. Somebody doesn't want to go along with you. And you think the person will go with you in your leadership, in your business. You are joking. Many of you listening to me here, you have experienced it before. I want to say this. If people don't like you, you can't lead them. If people don't like you, you can't lead them. Trust me, this is the foundation of leadership. And let me tell you, in fact, the more flaws somebody has, the more likelihood the person will like you easily. Do you know why? The person with so many flaws, when you can look beyond the flaws and find the gem and speak to the gem. Instead of looking down and talking down on the flaws and everything and talking the person down, you are able to show concern on the flaws. That's how you can touch somebody. People that have as in all forms of places where they are not performing so well, trust me, when you can identify them, is a target point. Once you touch those areas, bring value, show them love in those areas, they will follow you, they will like you, because they feel you are the one that understands me better, and they will give you the permission to lead them. You cannot truly lead people until they permit you to lead them. Now, what's the third level? Don't worry, I will give you this particular training. I will give it to you. All of you that are in Rising Stars, because I need you to study it. I will give you this particular slide, and I need you to study it very well for yourself. Now look at how to establish the permission level. Leadership is getting people to work with you when they are not obligated. You never know the kind of leader you are until you lead people who won't have to follow. You don't know. You never know the kind of leader you are until you lead people that have the right to say, see this one, I'm not going to follow you. I've seen leaders that will tell me, see this my upline, I'm not going to follow this my upline. That's bad. Connecting with people starts with caring for people. Show people care. Show people that you truly care. High achievers care about people as well as profits. Low achievers are preoccupied with their own security. About themselves. High achievers build subordinates optimistically. What does it mean? They expect, you know what it means to be optimistic and to be pessimistic. Optimistic is someone that expects the best out of people. They seek out for the best out of people. But who is the pessimistic? You will see somebody now, you'll be like, hey, I know saying go fail now. I know him. Abba, I know you will fail. Once you are talking like that, it means you are a pessimistic leader. You will never get the best out of it. Never you the best. And guess what? When you are pessimistic, the people you are leading, they can detect it. Always expect the best. That is why I keep inspiring. I always tell you, there is so much in you I'm saying, and it's the truth. I believe it so much that 1,000 persons are tied around their loins. I believe it. And my only goal in life is to unleash that greatness in you. Low achievers show basic distrust of subordinates. They don't have trust in their subordinates. High achievers sought advice, so they are listeners, but low achievers avoid communication. No, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to speak to her. I don't want anything that will change my mind. You're a low achiever. You want to have massive followership. There's a price to it. You must have to sacrifice your ego to have mass followership. Because for you to do this, let me tell you, you will murder your ego. All of you here married now, you know what I'm saying. You're a man. So for you to be able to have a wife that is following you, you know what it means. The woman is also a human being. Yes, to follow you. You are the head of the family. You bring vision, come. You want the person to my dear, you will murder your ego in many places. I'm telling you, you have to calm down. Calm down and care. Calm down. Listen. Calm down. And connecting with people continues by communicating with people. We are talking about the permission level now. We are talking about how to build that relationship. It also has to do with what? Connecting with people. Connecting with people. And it all starts with what? Communication. You must communicate. You must learn to keep. So you don't call people every day. You are not communicating with them every day. Why do you think that I keep sending messages? I will keep want to know. Anybody that say hi, I respond. See, you must maintain communication. Now there's something we call the HELP method. The HELP method. And that is H means hope. Bring hope to people. This is how to connect. E means encouragement. Keep encouraging. L means love. Love them so much. P means personal value. Increase the personal value of people. There are some people you will see, they have low self-esteem. They don't believe in themselves. You are the one that will do this for them. So before you start complaining about the subordinates, have you brought hope to them that day? Have you brought encouragement to them that day? Have you shown them so much love that day? Have you increased their personal value? Until people like you, they won't follow you. Don't forget that. Now, let's get to the third level. The third level is called the production level. So let's take a look at the characteristics of the production level. So let's take a look at that, the characteristics of the production level. Production qualifies and separates true leaders from people who merely occupy leadership positions. Good leaders always make things happen. I've seen the greatest error I've seen in network marketing is people that you sponsor people. We are talking about the 90 days recruitment challenge. You should show good example. How many of us, sincerely, how many of you will love to have your downlines be able to attract 30 persons in 90 days? How many of you will like it? Let me see with your hand. Who doesn't want it? Who doesn't want it? Be very careful. You are telling people to do something that you have not done. You are sending people to go where you haven't gone to. You must make things happen. I'm telling you, that's the reason why. Go and check. A minute, go and check it. A minute, Augusta, she has done 25. Some of you, Mama Kala has done, I think about going to 9 now. Mama Kenyinde this month alone, she has done about 4 or 5. Listen, check myself. Last month alone, I did 18. I have much more. We'll be updating our list today. Listen to me. You must learn to make things happen. Mama Juliana, you sponsor people into the business. You must learn to make things happen for them. Let them see you produce results. Mr. Chimeka, Mr. Wilfred Chimeka, you must produce the results for people that you are leading to see. Do you know what it means that I wake up in the morning? I told us that there are some leaders I have that are challenging me. I did 18. I think that I've done, if I should add my recent ones, she has not been added, I think. It will be around 22 or 23. But I was happy when I saw Mr. Augusta do 25. I told myself, come on, no, she don't go past me. I must keep moving. I need to keep setting that example. I need to keep wowing them. Let me share something with us. I remember there was a day she came back from Sokoto and came to Jos. And she attended my seminar at one of the local governments. And she saw on one particular day, she saw clearly 50 people registering into the business. In one day, 50. Do you know what happened? It inspired her. She went back and she said, I remember the day she said she's doing 10. I know some partners here that said, oh, like Toby, I want to get 10 persons in one day. And they exceeded it. That is what it means. You must learn to produce. That's production level. You must get results. They also are able to help the team produce. Help the team produce. That's exactly what I'm doing every day. I'm having OPP. I'm helping you to produce results. That's called production level. The new people coming into the business, I am telling them, invite people. When they invite, I'm closing for them. I'm sending the details to the leaders. That's what it means to produce. Yes. Now, when you start producing, that's when momentum sets in. Wow, this system, they work. Oh, it is working. Do you know? I just invited and then they talked and the thing worked. They follow you because of what you have done. That's the level of production. There are some of you here, when your leaders look at you, they are so ashamed of you, having you as a leader. Would you want to be ashamed? Do you want to have your success line ashamed of you? You must keep showing them that you can produce. It's an everyday task. So let me give you reasons why people don't move from level 2 to level 3. I told you I've studied this course extensively beyond what we just listened to. There are about 4 major reasons why people don't move from permission level to production level. Number 1 is lack of self-discipline. Lack of self-discipline. They lack discipline. Number 2, work ethic. They don't have good work ethic. No specific time of working. They work anyhow. I've seen people that come to work by 8 o'clock and spend 5 hours chatting, discussing, sleeping, doing many things that are not work related. Very bad work ethic. Number 3, organization. They are not organized. They are not organized. And number 4, skills to be productive. Talking about our business, do you have the discipline to wake up in the morning every day and be in the millionaire school? Do you have the discipline to do what? To connect to people every day? Do you have the discipline to care about people every day? Do you have the discipline to improve on your skills? When you don't have the skills, you can't produce. When you were in the foundation class, just like that, sorry, in the millionaire school, just like that, Engineer also is the one doing presentation for you. Engineer also is the one closing for you. Let me tell you here, you must take responsibility and show your success lines that you can produce yourself. And you can't do that by saying, I must show them. No, you do that by increasing your skills. The 7 core disciplines. Have you mastered the act of prospecting? Do you know how to get some important pictures online on your own and then do what? And then use it. Have you mastered the act of inviting people? Have you mastered the act of presentation and closing? Have you? Have you mastered the art of flow up? If you desire to go higher in levels of leadership, you simply have to produce. There is no other way around it. I am sorry. I'm telling you. And I always notice this. The level of leader, if you are a level 3, even you as an individual, you can be a level 3 leader. Meaning that you cannot lead somebody into level 4. You can't lead, that's another training altogether. You can't lead people beyond the level of leadership that you yourself is operating from. You can't develop somebody to become a level 5 leader when you are a level 2 leader. Somebody that just, you are depending on people that like you, working with you. No. You must be able to produce. You can't go around it. How do you establish the production level? How? You can't build a reputation on what you are going to do. Rather, it's built on what you are doing. So ask yourself the question, what am I doing right now? You want to start producing. You want to establish your production level. Ask yourself. There are so many people that they keep telling their partners, and we are going to do. One of the things I did for myself, I think the person that really helped me on that was my wife. I'm telling you, one day we are discussing and we are talking something about, I found that I can easily promise things so easily. Of course, in the family, I will help you and do, I will help you. We are going to do this. We're going to do this. One day she called me and she said, if you know you will not do it, don't keep talking. Just be trying. Shh. So there are people that I will do, we are going to do. It doesn't gain you respect. So I had to learn it. I will tell you sincerely, I learned it from her firsthand. And I now noticed that I saw it clearly. And she told me that you may be doing this thing also in your team. She told me that. And I saw clearly that I was doing it and it was not good. I will say we'll do 20 things, we'll do only 2 or 1. Can you imagine? So I bet I ended up building a reputation on what we are going to do. What it did for me is that I kept my mouth shut. So many a times, my actions are the ones speaking. Let me unmute a leader here. Eminent Augusta, even you yourself, you noticed it recently. Or maybe not, maybe for the past like 12 months, you noticed it. Eminent Augusta, are you there?
Yeah.
Did you notice what I just said now from me directly? I'm no longer talking too much about what we're going to do. Do you notice it?
Yes.
That is it. That is it. But in the past, there was a time that I can say 10 things, we're only doing 1 or 2. Is it true?
True.
That is it. My wife confronted me on it, and I saw it was very true. I had to do what? So you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. We will do. What are you doing now? There is something I told you we're going to do by January, February. Am I correct?
Yes.
Before it came from my mouth, before it dropped from my mouth, you have access to my wife, and I can call her now. Me, I don't talk. I don't talk. I'm already. I don't aspire. I've said it a couple of times to her personally. As in, I've been thinking about it in my mind for a long time. As I don't plan them, and immediately I released it. It's happening. That's our first national anniversary. I'm saying it because actually this is leaders meeting. That's our first as a national anniversary. It's going to cost us millions, but we're going to work it out. And we'll be planning it to execute it on, that will be around end of January or February next year. But we will start executing the plan from October, November this year. So by the time the plans, the basic plans are out. It will be rolled out to all of us here, the leaders, so that we can put heads together and make it a world-class event. That will be an event that will be announcing RODI to the world. Well packaged, top-notch, first class. It will cost us millions, and we are going to all sacrifice for it. How many of us would love to have that? Having RODI announced to the world, world class. How many of us would love to have such? I get what I'm saying. People will no longer be guessing about RODI. They go on YouTube, there are so many things that are there, documentaries that are there. Immediately I said it out, I was already ready. Before I said it, I was already ready for it. You can't build a reputation on what you are going to do. Rather, it's built on what you are doing. Number two, you must have the ability to make something happen. Don't just talk. You must have the skills needed to make things happen. You accomplish something and bring result to the team. That's how you establish the production level. Bring something to the team. Number three, your accomplishment is much more valued than your seniority. I senior you. I am your upline. Forget that, your accomplishment is much more valued than your senior. Anytime you start talking and you're telling people, don't you know I'm your senior, you've lost the seniority. Anytime maybe you are at home, you're a husband, you start telling your wife, don't you know I'm the man of this house? It's been long you lost being a man of the house. It's been long you lost it. For you to reinstate it again, it means how many of you here understand what I'm saying? How many of you understand what I'm saying? For you to tell your child, don't you know I'm your father? Go and check. You'd be like, say, don't lose the fatherhood or fatherly position. Maybe you don't take where you lose them. Maybe you don't. Don't you know I'm your leader? You are supposed to follow me. You don't become a leader by telling someone you are a leader. You don't. As a matter of fact, I wish Ota, come over here. See, some of you know, they don't call me daddy. My name is Nono. What's my name?
No.
What's my name?
No.
Who am I?
My father.
Your father. Oh, yeah, I can go now. I see that. Toby, you've been in my house. Sincerely, you've stayed in my house for some time. Have you ever heard them call daddy?
At all. It's not, no.
Don't try that, too. If it is my first son, that's called daddy. Daddy,
yes.
Watch the word. Daddy. They are telling him King David. His name is King David. They are telling him, no, it's calling you. Daddy. Come over here. All right. So what's my name?
No.
You hear that? And that's the King David that sponsored a lot of person. What's my name?
No.
Yes.
Now go. All right. See, but when you hear that name, no means more than daddy. In fact, the fear of no is the beginning of all wisdom. They will see them in school. One of the days, a teacher had to flog my daughter for something, and then my daughter, you don't flog her, and she told her, say, I will tell my nono will kill you. My nono will kill you. So when their mom came to pick her up, they were like, please, who is this nono? Who is this nono? And I said, he's their father. Their father, they play with them. And I'm saying a lot of people that will be like, tell their mom, why is your children calling their father no, his name? He said, if you know the meaning of no, the sound of no is the beginning of wisdom. Why am I telling you this? See, forget about all this leader thing. You don't need to tell people you are their leader. I am your leader. No, you show it. Your result is much more important than your seniority. I'm telling you. Wow, see Mama Juliana telling me, love that no, my children too call me by my name, Noble for it. I'm telling you, they come and say, please don't give me that title, daddy. No, my first son is daddy. Don't give me that title. So if you see us talking outside, you will just think that as in what's going on here is very abnormal. Why am I saying this to you? Forget about the seniority, his position. Your accomplishment is much more valued. Accomplish something for people. Can you send me a message on the chat saying I'm accomplishing great things for my team? Okay? Send me a message right now. I'm accomplishing great things for my team. Always ask yourself, what have you done for your team? And I'm going to be saying something here that is very powerful, because the success of what we are doing is dependent on the results we are producing. So Listen to this. Many of us hear me talk about this on presentation. When people register, then can you imagine using my reservation code? The next person buying the business code buys under the person. Is it not when I'm prospecting all the time? Some of you here that are registered into the business, before you know what's happening, you already have about 15 downlines, 20. How did it come? It is your upline that was doing that. Can you do the same for your partners? Can you do the same that you're going to sponsor so much persons? And you know now, the more people since you are sponsoring, you are putting under the people that have registered before. Even if it's one side of their business you are building for them. When they look into the account, they just notice, wow, I have 20 people on my left. Though. That means all I need to do now is to build the right. Producing for your partners, producing for your team. You must learn to produce. Let's finish up quickly because it's past 9. I'm extending the time because we didn't start exactly by 8. All right. So let's finish up the next part. Now, people development level. That's the 4th level of the 4th level. Okay. I'm going to talk about this 3rd level again that we just finished. I'm going to match it with the 4th. All right. Now, what's the 4th level? The 4th level has to do with what? People development. People development. Now, the key word in people development is called reproduction. This is where you start mentoring people. That is exactly what I'm doing right now. I have produced results for you. You don't just respect me because you're not just connected to me because you like me. Caring for you made you, gave me the permission to show you what I can do. Yes. I'm simple that told me, Mr. Noso, I'm here in the millionaire school because really you care. And I like it. But hey, produce results. Now, when you produce the results, they are now saying, I want to have this result. So how many persons in your team is saying, I want to earn like you. I want to be like you. I want to become a high flyer, even much more than you. That's what? Reproduction. They follow you because of what you have done for them. Here, you develop people. This is where you start developing people. Here, loyalty is developed. Let me tell you, let me give you an example. People like Eminent Augusta and people like Mr. Toby. These ones, let me tell you, I'm mentioning their names because they are the most established I have here. And many of us are growing there. We are paddy. I don't know whether you forget what I'm saying. We are paddy. This is where loyalty is developed. See, let me tell you, some people, when they show them some shiny things, they will sell you out. So, Eminent Augusta, can you see the problem with Madam, the lady that left last year? Can you unmute yourself? Can you see that was the problem there? You know, we didn't get to the point of what? Loyalty. We didn't get to that point of loyalty. Yeah, Madam Titilayo, do you remember Eminent Augusta?
Yes.
That's the problem. That's there. You know, we've not gotten there to that level of development. People development. This is where people become loyal to you. But anyway, in every 12, there will be a Judas. So please, one Judas should not make you to abandon your ministry. Jesus did not abandon his ministry because he had a Judas in his 12. So there can always be a Judas in every 12. So please, in your Judas, learn to manage your Judas very well. Are you hearing me? So I've seen some persons that went and abandoned their business because they had a Judas. Good leaders on level 4. Okay, here loyalty is developed because people now see they are much better. When people see that you have developed them, you have mentored them to become better persons, they bond with you, they become loyal. There are persons that if I tell them, it will take the grace of God for them to say no to me. If I tell them we are done with this AIM Global business, let's move into another company. People like Eminent Augusta, people like Mr. Toby. In fact, let me tell you what they will do. They will want to find out, because I have raised them to become like me. They want to know exactly what is it that Engineer Nonne saw that maybe I'm not seeing. And all I need to do is to, if I'm able to prove it to them, they are living. They move with me. That is what loyalty. People didn't just as in they are bonded to you. Yes. People don't follow company. Trust me. People are not loyal to the business. They are loyal to the leader. First, trust me. You must get there. Loyalty. Loyalty comes when people see clearly that they have become far and much more better than they used to be, just because of the sacrifice and the results you have produced. Good leaders on level 4 invest their time, energy, money, and thinking into growing other leaders. Are you hearing me? Good leaders on level 4 invest their time, their energy, and money thinking into growing others as leaders. Now, leaders on the people development level of leadership focuses on development of others' potential, and they put only 20% of their focus on their personal productivity, while putting 80% of it on developing leaders. Here, you have a deeper relationship with your people. You share your success stories. You need to see me. I sit down with my leaders and we are sharing. The other day I was chatting with one of them, and she was like, "Ha, money, oh, I remember this, I remember that. Hi, do you remember? Oh, I say, I do remember. You share success stories. You sit down, you talk about how you, how you entered Bauchi, you conquer Bauchi, how you enter Mena, you conquer Mena, how you enter Gombe, conquer Gombe, how we enter Kaduna, conquer Kaduna, how we enter Jos, conquer Jos. You know what I'm saying? You share success stories. That's where you have a deeper relationship with your people. Are you hearing me? And they become part of you. And now I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You become part and parcel of them. Now Oh my God. I pray you understand what I'm saying. If you don't have leaders on level 4, you are missing. And I want to have plenty of them. You are missing. I'm telling you. You are missing. If you don't have leaders on level 4, you are missing. How do you establish people on people development level? You can't have a level 10 dream and have a level 2 team. You must understand that. Establishing the people development level. How do you establish yourself in the people development level? You cannot have a level 10 dream and have a level 2 team. Your team has to be equal to the level of your dream for it to be accomplished. So there are certain things we are doing now. We're going to be doing in our Rising Star Mentors training, which our basic leaders meeting. There are a lot of things we'll be doing to prepare us. There are certain things I want to do. When I want to do it, I would kind of like I say, no, it's not yet time. It's not yet time. I need to develop more persons. I need to develop more millionaires in the business. I need to develop people that have become super independent, like me, like Minister Augusta, like Blessing, and many others. We need to develop people that can think and act for themselves. We need to develop people that we are not just supporting them to stand in the business. Your team has to be equal to your dream for it to be accomplished. One of the reasons why so many dreams, big dreams, don't get actualized is because their team can't match up with the kind of dream they have. What should be my dream team look like? What should you look like? Your dream team is what will deliver your dream. Ask yourself, how much time and energy are you investing in your dream team? How much time and energy are you investing in your dream team? Future of a team is dependent on this. Okay, the future of a team is dependent on this. Recruitment, who is joining the team? Training, are the team members being developed? Very, very vital. That is why, the reason why I talk the way I talk during OPP is because even though, yes, we want to help you to make money, but we want to bring in people that are responsible, people that are willing to build a business. That's the recruitment. And when they come in, we take them through foundation class. We keep recruiting. Do you know what I'm doing? This business is about recruitment from one level to another. I recruit you into the business. And taking you through foundation class is another recruitment. So there are some persons that are so stubborn that they don't want to go through foundation class and they will remain there. So I move into millionaire school. From millionaire school, I recruit you to a rising star leader. From rising star, I recruit into an influential mentor. So I'm actually recruiting all of us here into becoming influential mentors. The training is very important. Losses. Who is leaving the team? You have to check who is leaving the team. Who are you gaining and who are you losing? If you are losing quality people in your business, find out what's making them to leave and find ways to do what? To grow and, readjust and make sure that you don't lose people. If you are losing more than you are gaining, then you are not building, you are not growing. All right? Very, very important. All right, so you need to place priority on developing people. Okay? Because people are your most valuable assets. You have to develop yourself to develop others. So continually develop yourself. If you're level 4, then you can take other people there. Your growth determines the growth of your people. That is why you have to keep growing. Your growth is what will determine the growth of your team. If you're on level 2, you can't take people beyond level 2. I said it before. You can't take people to a level you haven't grown to. Your growth determines the growth of your team. So you have to constantly grow. All of you here that you are dreaming to have a large team, are you growing large in your personality? Are you growing large? Very vital. Now, there are keys to finding the right people. I'm not going to discuss on this. Okay, it's a different thing altogether. Recruit strategically. I've done that already. I've taught you that already. Develop them continuously. Leaders develop daily, not in a day. That's why I don't joke with my millionaire school. You have to place them rightly, positioning. Let me explain this positioning. There are certain persons I've seen, they are very good. They are more relational, one-on-one, 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 one-on-one. And trust me, you can build a large team like that. Encourage them. Like, everybody must not be in the internet techie kind of person. Advert, Facebook. The largest teams I have in my team didn't build currently with online advert. They've never done online advert. Yes, but they are growing larger than others. That is it. They mustn't be. Find out what people flow more with, and then position them there. There are some persons in our Rising Star Mentors here that are doing some online things, but there are some here they are not doing online. And I can tell you, the people not doing online more are even growing faster and larger, as in faster and larger than the people doing online. I'm telling you the truth. The right thing is positioning. So in Augusta, we notice that there are some of my people I say, I'm not going to show this one online. If I show him online and you become lazy, he will not do anything again. And I know the offline will work better for him. It's positioning, knowing what to do. The key to getting people successful is to put them strategically where they can maximize their talents. Value them highly. People are your only appreciable assets. You can't take people to a level you haven't grown to. Your growth determines their growth. Now, the final level is called the Pinnacle Level, and this is where I'm ending. Pinnacle leaders stand out for everyone to see. I'm not yet there. I will tell you the truth. For example, Matt Morris is at the Pinnacle Level. He has become an authority. He's not just respected in his company, he's respected in the industry as a whole. People like Eric Warren, hearing me, is Pinnacle. Pinnacle. Matt Morris is Pinnacle. Not only is leadership at this level a culmination of leading well on other 4 levels, but it also requires both a high degree of skills. Leadership at this level lifts the entire organization. It's not just the team. It lifts the entire organization and creates an environment that benefits everybody in it, contributing to their success. Most leaders which reach the Pinnacle Level do so later in their careers. So don't focus on the pinnacle, focus to getting to number 4. This is the level of global impact beyond the organization and the industry. This is where people start seeing you as an embodiment of success. Do you see that? That's the pinnacle. All right. Your image represents something. All right. So I'm going to be sharing these slides with us. All right. It's my personal slide. I told us I built the slide from many other trainings that I've listened to.